Hello everyone and welcome. You guys know that a while back I had some problems with my computer. And one of the things that I've noticed since that time is that the electrical distribution system in my area is really bad and keeps getting worse. Since the time that I had my computer problem, I've experienced several power outages. Since power outages can sometimes be accompanied by power surges, this can cause damage to my already fragile computer system. So one thing that I looked into was getting a battery backup system. Now after looking around for a little while, I came across this unit that we'll be looking at today. It has all the modern features that you would expect, like using a pure sine wave, lithium battery backup, and a very affordable price. So if you've been looking for a compact and affordable battery backup for your computer or other electronic equipment, stick around as I unbox and test this puppy in this video. Alright guys, so when you unbox this puppy, this is everything you get. So let's talk a little bit about some of the features that this guy has, but before we get started testing this guy, do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way you get notified every time I do another product review video, DIY project, or a sale at a big box store where I can help you save even more money. Alright, so this is the 100 volt amp UPS battery system from GoldenMate, available on their website, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this little guy here retails for $169.99, but they also have a 15% discount coupon on their page, bringing it down to less than 150 bucks. So what do you get when you unbox this guy? Well, you get the UPS battery backup system, a power cord, and the owner's manual that tells you everything about this guy, how to get it set up, and how to take care of it. The warranty on this guy is 5 years, and the dimensions on this guy are 13 inches by 9 inches by 4 inches in width. And the weight on this guy is about 12 pounds, so it's kind of like a small computer. This is a pure sine wave battery backup system with surge protection that uses a lithium iron phosphate battery for its storage system. This unit can produce 1,000 volt amps, 800 watts of power, and has a lifespan of over 10 years and 5,000 cycles. Being a pure sine wave system with less than 5% harmonic distortion means that this unit is safe to use with your computers, security system, servers, routers, or any other sensitive electronic equipment. This unit has 4 standard household outlets on the back that we'll look at in a moment, and has a built-in battery management system for greater stability. This unit has an LCD screen on the front of the unit that I'll show you in a moment that gives you detailed information about the battery condition and power consumption. This unit has a conversion rate of less than 20 milliseconds. That means that in a power outage, this battery backup will go into battery mode in less than 1 second. This little guy has a noise rating of less than 50 decibels and gives you about 30 minutes of backup runtime on battery power. This little guy also has an audible alert that will let you know when the power gets below 25% so you can figure out what to do before the power fully runs out. So this UPS battery backup system is great for all your home electronics, whether it be your computer system, entertainment system, security system, routers, servers, medical equipment, etc. So let's take a little closer look at this guy and then we'll hook it up and do some testing. Alright guys, so let's take a little closer look at this unit and see what it can do. Let's take a little closer at some of the features that it has. Let's get a bit better acquainted with it, and then we'll go from there. So let me turn this guy around, and we'll start on the back here. And on the back here, you can see, like I mentioned previously, you have 4 standard household plugs that you can use to plug anything into it. This machine is mostly meant for electronics, so that's what you're going to be plugging into it. You can plug in 4 individual items. Now here's where you plug it into the wall to power it up. This is like a connection port for connecting and communicating with the unit itself. It's a connection port, and it's for debugging and stuff like that. Most consumers are never going to have to use this. It just says that in the manual it's for debugging and so forth. But I know someone's going to ask me what it is. Just ignore that completely. You're never going to have to deal with that. This right here is your overload protection. So if this guy ever overloads and shuts down, you click this little button right there, and that will reset it and have it all up and running in a matter of moments. So that's what you use that guy for. Now let's turn it around. And on the front here, this is basically venting right here. You have a fan inside, and the air will come out through here to keep the unit cool. There you have your little LCD screen right there, the little display that tells you all the information about the unit. Right now, it's not giving you a lot of information because it's not even plugged into the wall. It's on battery power, and I'm going to plug it in a moment, and we'll see how that changes. But what you get is right here in the middle, that is your battery status. It tells you how much power it has. This side over here is the input. It'll tell you the voltage on top and the power consumption on the bottom. This over here is your battery output. It'll tell you the voltage that it's putting out and the power consumption on the bottom. So there's a couple of displays that are not being shown there because it's not even plugged in. So let me plug it in and we'll take another look at it. Alright guys, so there you see I plugged it in and you see that the green light is no longer blinking because right now it's getting steady power from the wall. You see right there in the middle that it shows you that the battery is charging up. It is not at full capacity yet. And then you see there on the left hand side, it shows you 100 volts AC coming into it and 18 watts of power available. On the output, it shows you 180 volts available to go out, but there's no draw on it yet. We're going to take a little closer look at it in a little bit when I hook this up to my computer and see what it can do. Because we're going to hook it up and pretend to have a power outage, and we'll see how that performs. So let's go and do some testing on it. Alright guys, so I know this is YouTube, and on YouTube, if you don't see it, you don't believe it. And I mentioned earlier, this is a pure sine wave system that I have here. So I have my oscilloscope hooked up there, and there you can see, hooked up to the power source right there, and it is a pure sine wave. So right there is proof positive, this truly is a pure sine wave, not a modified sine wave, not anything else. You see the power coming out of it right there. So there you go. If you're curious about it, if it is really a pure sine wave, you have proof right there. So that goes to show you that little guy right there. So let's move on. All right, guys, so let's do a little bit of testing with this guy and see how it performs. Now, basically, I mocked up this situation right here where I set up a computer and a monitor so we can test this guy out and see how it performs. I lifted it up a little bit so we can see clearly everything that is going on instead of having it right down there against the ground. So let's test it out. We're going to do that in a moment. You can see right there, the computer's on, the monitor is on, the keyboard is powered up, and they are plugged into the back of this guy. But let's take a little closer look at the screen here because we didn't get a good, clear look at it previously. First of all, you see the green light is solid, means it's getting solid power coming in. You see right there, it's getting 115 volts AC coming in, 99, 100 watts, etc. It fluctuates. There's the battery, pretty much topped off. And that's the power going out, 115 volts AC, 81 watts of consumption. So that's the situation. It tells you very clearly everything that's coming in and everything that's going out and the status of the battery. And in case I didn't mention previously, that is your on-off button right there in case you need to shut that guy off for some reason. So there you go. So like I said previously, the keyboard's on, the computer is on. You see the hard drive moving away right there doing its thing. You see the screen is on. These two guys are plugged into the back of this guy. You see the cables back there, right? Those two cables, the monitor and the computer. This is the power from this guy. So let's create my own little power emergency right here. We'll make a fake power emergency. We'll unplug it and we'll see exactly what happens. So let's see here. And there you go. There you go. You see that the power went out. You see the light is blinking. You see there's no power coming in, so it tells you right away there's no power. It's a power outage. So you see 119 volts being drawn, 81 watts, and the computer's still on. The monitor is still on. Didn't even blink on or off or anything. It was instantaneous. It switches over, like I said before, in less than a second. So the computer doesn't even know that there was a power outage. So even though the power was interrupted from the wall to the battery bank, it still had constant power going over to the computer, so the computer never even knew. So even if you were doing something on there, you would not be interrupted in the slightest. So that did its job just fine. And then the whole time I'm talking, it's still on. It'll give you about 30 minutes, according to the statistics, about 30 minutes of power, depending obviously how much power you're drawing. So let's just go with a benchmark of about 30 minutes. So you have 30 minutes to figure out if it's a blown fuse, if it's a power outage, if you need to get another backup, whatever you need to do, depending on if you have some sensitive electronics, you have some sensitive program going on, you have medical equipment, whatever the case may be, it gives you at least a 30-minute window to be able to figure out what you need to do. So, no power, the power is out right there. Now, what if we plug it back in? What will happen? Let's see. Plug this guy back in here. And there we go. Back to steady power coming in. And it'll give us a reading, and there you go. There you go. It adapted very quickly to what is going on. So the computer didn't even notice anything happened. So this little guy gave you, like I said, a buffer between what is going on with the power and what is going on with the computer. So that'll prevent any damage to any sensitive equipment that you have. So I think it did a fantastic job. It did what it promised us to do, and it showed us very clearly what is going on there. And like I showed previously, it is a pure sine wave, just like it says in the manual. So it did a fantastic job. So there you have it, guys. If you're looking for a power source to maintain your computer, sensitive equipment, medical equipment, server, hard drives, whatever it is that you have going on, you need a stable source of power. And there goes the fan kicking in right there, right as I'm doing my outro. So that's what it sounds like when the fan kicks on. So there you go, guys. If you're looking for some stable source of power and you're looking for a battery backup system that is compact and affordable, there you have it. Check out the links below for all the information. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.